Hey everyone, it's Rylan. So it is Wednesday, June 27th, 2018 at 11:30 in the morning. And hello to anyone who hasn't seen my videos before. I'm Rylan. I am a transgender, gender fluid actor who is living in New York. Yes, I go by he, him pronouns, and I'm considered a trans-masculine individual. So just a little bit of background about my training. I have done a lot of training. I'm not going to name the schools that I went to because I'm just not going to for the purposes of this video. But yeah, so my career is starting to take off. I'm working with some people and I'm going to take off my glasses because of the glare. I'm starting to work with some really incredible representation, and honestly in the past 2 weeks I've been getting gigantic auditions for things that I never thought in my life I would be able to accomplish, that are just on another level because now I'm competing with the big dogs. So let's just get that out of the way. I'm making this video because I am absolutely fuming, pissed off, furious, disgusted, and just appalled at what just went down. I made a video about this in the past where I wasn't activated about a certain situation that happened. It was just a broad cis people shouldn't be taking roles from trans people. Well, I am directly affected by this, and I'm not gonna name the name of the school that I went to. I'm not gonna name the theater company, and I'm gonna leave this as vague as possible because I don't want to start controversy and I don't want to put out that negative energy towards an organization that has saved my life and has given me irreplaceable relationships. I am grateful for the opportunities that this institution was able to give me. Now, with that being said, here we go. A couple months ago, I was specifically emailed by I have to think of how I'm going to word this without biting the hand that fed me. I was specifically reached out to audition for this new show that was being produced at this off-Broadway theater. And I'm going to read you the description of the character. It says, I'm not going to name the name. It says, trans or non-binary, any ethnicity, late 20s to early 30s. Visual artist, blah, blah, blah. Over the course of the story, blank will transition from female to male and become blank, that's the name of the character, high tenor, counter tenor. So, I knew that I was not going to get the part. I 100% knew that I wasn't going to get the part. I honestly had a breakdown the night before the audition because I was like, I am not on the level vocally of where I need to be auditioning for a theater company that is this prominent, because I just haven't been working on my voice, because I identify as gender fluid, which means my identity flows between male and feminine, and I don't have a set gender. However, back in the day, and especially when I was involved with this specific institution, I identified solely as male, and while I was involved with them, I identified specifically as FTM and was solely playing male roles. So it was a complete honor to be called in specifically for this audition, to be like, hey, Rylan, come in. And I knew I wasn't going to get the part. That wasn't a concern. I wasn't going to be like, oh, the cast list's going to come out and I'm going to be sad about it. However, the cast list came out and I'm pissed about it because I did the research. I looked at their website. There was no indication, mention, anything about them having any type, and I'm saying them, but she's a girl, about any indication that this person is transgender. Given the roles and the musicals that they've been in, this girl can belt and has like a wide range. She's signed with like a music company and stuff, a music producer, and also has a theatrical agent. And she's gorgeous, literally stunning. She is African American. Congratulations on getting that right. But she's not a trans masculine or non-binary human being. And I just have to say, like, she's beautiful, and she has a couple pictures where she is like androgynous. But the fact of the matter is, this human being is not transgender, nor are they transmasculine, nor do they outwardly identify as non-binary. Maybe they do and didn't put it on their website, but like personally, as someone in the industry, being trans is something that if you are, should be like elevated and made apparent, because it's becoming, we're getting our time. So it's like a selling point. It's something that you want people to be aware of. And the bottom line is that they got lazy and cast a cis person in a role that is meant for a trans person. And it's not just like in the description, looking for a trans masculine non-binary person. The whole character arc of this human being in the show is to transition from female to male. And for them to get lazy and negligent and disrespectful to all of the talented trans actors, not only in New York that I know, but set it out to the whole United States. This is a very reputable theater company that has won so many fucking Tony Awards. Again, I'm not going to say the name of the company because I'm just like, I'm not going to be that petty, but this is an extraordinarily prominent theater that holds a lot of power. And the fact that they chose to choose a cisgender woman to portray a trans person whose arc is to transition to male is just reprehensible to me. Again, this is not coming from a place of boo hoo, I didn't get the part. I don't give a fuck. This is not about me. This is such a bigger issue in Hollywood and the acting world, theater, whatever, where cisgender people are taking roles from trans performers. The greatest example, the most beautiful example I can use of someone that stuck up for this was that Adam Lambert turned down a role in Rocky Horror Picture Show because he didn't believe he was right for the part, and it ended up going to Laverne Cox. That is someone who stood up for trans rights and said, this is not my place. I should not be auditioning for this because I'm not transgender. There's been a whole onslaught of, Dallas Buyer Clubs of Jared Leto playing a trans woman. Matt Bomer is now playing a trans woman. What's his face? Eddie Raymond played a trans woman in the Danish role, and then there was a whole fallout over Elle Fanning playing a trans teen in a movie that got so much controversy that they literally had to change the name from like Becoming Ray to something else because it got so much backlash in the trans community that they cast a cisgender actor in a trans role. And it is just astonishing to me that having now really getting my foot in the door and starting to make my name known, that they went in this direction. And again, I'll say it for the 500th time. This has nothing to do with me and my ego of not getting the part. But it's just like, I'm really disappointed in them. And I don't like that I'm making this video, so I'm going to try and not zero in on them and the grave mistake that they made in casting this human being who no doubt in my mind is extraordinarily talented. Look at their credits and they're capable of greatness. But even like another minute detail is that they specified for the vocal range of this is to be a tenor to a high tenor. That is a male range. That's a male range. Sure, there are some women that might be able to like sing down there if they're like an alto or something like that, but like, no. No, no, no. So I'm just like, my mind is blown that something, an institution that I respect so much and want to make proud and represent someday when I have some clout and can be able to speak on behalf of an institution that saved my life and helped me grow as a human being and helped me grow as a performer in my male identity, that they would make what can no other be described as a mistake and just ignorance. And it just speaks to the higher level of what the fuck is Hollywood doing? I am starting to get into the rooms where it's getting into the small pool of transmasculine people, and I'm starting to see the same actors. 3 people that I can name in particular that I've seen at a couple high-profile auditions, and I'm like, okay, so this is the pool of transmasculine people, and the representation that I'm working with have said to me in the beginning of the career of my working with these people, they were like, great, you want to go in the male direction, you want to play transmasculine roles, great. And as the year or months with one person have progressed, we sat down again and we're like, listen, dude, there are no transmasculine roles. Like, it's just not happening. And I've had to assess my standards and what I'm comfortable with in the roles that I'm being submitted to. Because I am gender fluid, I've decided that, like, I don't have a problem playing female roles. I played Constantine in Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, which was written in 1854. That's progressive as shit, yo, to have me looking like this, having my voice play such a prolific role, and for someone to have taken that chance on me, and yet at this world-renowned theater company, they could not find a transgender person to play this part is just mind-boggling to me. And there's even more roles that I'm seeing, like on Backstage, which I don't go on very often anymore, but there's more roles for Backstage for gender non-conforming, non-binary, androgynous, gender fluid, gender queer, whatever people than there are transmasculine people. So it's like, there are roles out there for us. There are people, like my off-Broadway debut back in May was for a non-binary character in which my character was extraordinarily feminine presenting, and then my scene partner, who we were in a romantic relationship, was very androgynous and considered butch. It's like there's roles for us out there, but the fact that such a prominent theater company chose to just completely disregard what clearly the playwright's intentions were in writing the breakdown for that role, that they just ignored that and said, like, whatever, we're gonna cast this person for whatever reasons. I'm assuming they couldn't find someone better to fill the role, is just complete and utter shit. And this is already a long enough video, and this is a rant, and for those of you that watch my channel, you know that I don't like doing rants. That's not my thing. I like spreading positivity and knowledge about trans issues in my acting career and about mental health. So this is like out of character for me to make this video and for me to be at such a heightened state. But I'm just really upset at this company, and it's just another reminder of how far transgender people have to go in order for us to be represented in the media. And like, this is not a name drop or a brag, and I can't name the things that I auditioned for, but a very important network TV show is casting for a transgender, transmasculine person, and I was lucky by the grace of God to be able to audition for this. So it's like, if y'all are calling in these people and really looking to cast transmasculine people, I hope that these opportunities that I've had in the past 2 weeks to audition for these exciting big opportunities, that they too keep their word and that they do cast the amount of talent that there is to be found in trans performers. Because specifically me as a gender fluid person. My goal as a performer, like full stop, like big picture, is to be able to just play human beings and not a gender. I want to play a person regardless of what was originally written. I don't care what that character is supposed to have in their pants. I'm an artist, I'm an actor, and I can portray the human condition, and it should not fucking matter what that role was originally written for. And for those roles and opportunities as me as a human being and an actor and the skills that I possess to be stripped away from me for whatever reason is just completely unacceptable. And it's such a reflection on how far we have to come as a society to be accepting and open-minded to trans performers. Because I'm sick of hearing interviews and casting directors, none that I've encountered, but stories of, you know, we couldn't find any trans characters, any trans actors. We didn't know of anybody. Open your fucking eyes and see that we exist is what I have to say, because this is just complete horseshit. And I'm going to stop talking, but like the bottom line is that things need to change, that this specific situation that I'm being very vague about is not okay. And it's hurtful for me to be so emphatic and patched in with this institution to have them fail. It's not okay. And shit needs to change.